Hello everyone and welcome to phase 1. Now in this video you're going to learn the very first rule set to our edge, and that is understanding our market structure rules. Now before we talk about market structure, you need to understand what we classify as a break of structure, and you also need to understand that we work on a candle by candle basis. So what that means is that simply we assess candle by candle and assess what the candle has done to the previous candle to identify whether it's creating a new high or whether it's creating a new low. This way allows us to be a bit more precise in terms of our edge, and if you get any part of this wrong, it would create a domino effect. So if you're starting to get your structure wrong, you will get your POIs wrong, you'll get entries wrong, targets wrong, and so on. So before moving on to the next video and before moving on to the next phase, be sure that you understand our structure rules, so to the point where you are making zero mistakes to very minimal mistakes. Everyone's human. You will make mistakes from time to time. I still make mistakes from time to time. It's very easily done in a live setting. However, we want to strive to be as perfect as possible. So what we have here is some candles that I've drawn. Before I show you a live chart, I'll show you a visual representation using these drawn candles just to explain the process. So let's start off with candle number 2. So candle number 2, what has it done to the previous candle? It has taken the previous candle high. Now this is the assumption that price is coming in a bullish trend, right? So price is taking the previous candle high, so we're still forming the high. And then the candle number 3 goes on to take out candle number 2's high. And then what happens? Candle number 4 takes out candle number 3's low. So what this means is that this high is now confirmed. The reason why it's confirmed is because candle number 4 has taken candle number 3's low. So when you're forming a high, your high is confirmed until that candle that formed the high has been broken to the downside, and it's vice versa. So if you're creating a low, which we'll show now, as soon as the candle high has been taken, that is a low confirmed. So what we have here is that candle number 4 is now broken that candle number 3's low. So what does this mean is that this is the start of the pullback, and now that high is confirmed. Candle number 5 goes on to continue to break the low, so we're still forming the low. However, candle number 6 has now taken candle number 5's high. So this means two things: that we are starting the continuation of this bullish range that we're following, but it also means that this candle number 5 has formed the low. Okay, now with any structure that we mark, we always mark it with the wick. So say for example, in this case, so say we have the low being confirmed on candle number 5, right? Say if this wick, and this only accounts for the two candles, so either counts for the candle that's broken and the candle that's formed the low. Okay, so say that this wick has come all the way down here, your low, you would mark it as this one, not this one. Okay, because that is part of the leg that created this range. Okay, to keep things simple, we'll follow with this, and I'll show you some chart examples after explaining this part. So what this means is once that low is confirmed, we are now in this range from this low to this high. That is our trading range. So continuing, candle number 6 has taken candle number 5's high, so we're now starting this continuation. Candle number 7 continues breaking. Candle number 8 has broken candle number 7's high. But not only has it done that, it has now broken the previous range high. So what this means is that we are now starting to create a new range. However, the high is only confirmed when this candle number 8's low has been taken. So now the low has been taken by candle number 9. So now this can be confirmed a high. And now our range is from this high to this low. So that is our new trading range. Now one thing to again to reiterate is that if this wick was all the way up here, and remember it only counts for those two candles, this would be the high in that case. And if it was the case that this was all the way here, that would be the low in that case. So your range would be from this wick low to that wick low. If it was the case where, sorry, let me move this out of the way. So that is the low. If it was the case where candle number 7's wick was all the way down here, we would discount that. We wouldn't worry about that at all. It's only on the two candles that we have. So it's either on the candle, you use the wick of the candle that either broke the previous candle high or low, or you use the candle itself that's broken, that's created the low. So say even in this example, if it was the case that this wick was all the way up here, that would be the range high, not number 3. Okay, so it's only on those two. So that's that's the rule set that you need to follow. Let me get rid of this, and let me get rid of that, and now this. So just to summarize and to keep things as simple as possible, we follow a candle by candle basis, and we only follow body breaks. So the body has to break the wick. Your range is confirmed by having, say for example, we can create a new high. The high is confirmed when the candle low has been taken, and the low is confirmed when the candle high has been taken. And between that, you have your trading range. So here, just to recap, we have our previous trading ranges from here. At the moment that candle number 8 took out the previous candle high and took out the previous range high, this has now formed the new range. Now this range is only confirmed and completed once that high was confirmed by this candle number 9. So now we're in this new trading range. This is crucial, and this is a very important part of the edge, because we work range by range. So if your ranges are slightly off, it will mean your results will be off, and you'll get the whole edge completely wrong. So now let's move on to actually marking structure on our chart, and I'm going to go from the seconds time frame to the minute to the hourly, and then from there that should give you a better understanding of how we understand and mark our structural highs, structural lows, and our trading ranges. In front of me we have EU, and it's on the 4 hour. I know I said we're going to start on the seconds and then work up. Then I thought that was a silly idea. We'll go from the 4 hour and we'll work down, because seconds time frame has some anomalies that we need to discuss further in detail. Okay, so we're going to start off with this price action here. So ignore everything before the previous this black line here. We're going to start from this high and this low. Okay, and the way I'm showing you is probably a good way for you to practice as well. So we have this range high, we have the range low. Okay, and what we're going to do is going to play this in replay mode, and we're going to just mark our new highs and new lows, and I'm going to explain it throughout the whole time. Okay, so let's just press play and let's see how price moves. So as we can see, all we need is a break of that which hasn't broken yet. So it's just a wick. So still we can maintain that this is being our low. If you see candles like this, you just need to check and make sure that we haven't had a body break, which hasn't happened yet. All it is just wicks that's breaking, so we don't need to worry too much. We need to wait for a break of this range. So let me just carry on playing. So whenever it happens. Okay, so now what we have a break of this high. So now the previous range high has now been taken. However, we need to wait for the high to be confirmed, which has happened on this candle here. Now, why is this the candle high? Okay, why is this the range high? Now the reason being is that this has taken the previous candle, the previous range high, which is here. So there's our break of structure, which we'll mark as BOS. So anytime you see a BOS, it means break of structure, if you see that on the charts. Okay, so what we have is the range high. The reason why this range high, if we go on to the next candle, this candle hasn't broken either the candle high, previous candle high or low. It's an inside bar. However, the next candle after that has taken the previous candle low. So that means the high has now been confirmed. Now, why are we using this wick as the candle high? Because I know I said in the first part is that we're going to use the first two candles. The reason being is that this is the highest part of the move, and the candle high was only confirmed on this one, but this candle did not create the high or low or break anything of the previous candle, so it's irrelevant at that point. You're going to use the highest or lowest point of the range, and it only accounts for when that high or low has been confirmed. Okay, now the question is, where's our low? So what we have to go is go back candle by candle. So we'd go candle number 1, what's this done? Nothing. It's done nothing. We just need a candle that's broken the previous candle low. So if we carry on going, what we see here is that this grey candle here has taken that previous candle low. Let me get rid of that. And now what that means is that this is the range low that has created that high. So we can now move our low to this one. So our new range that has broken the candle high, the previous range high, is now from this low to this high. Now let's continue. Okay, so now we have a break of this low. All we need to wait for is that low to be confirmed, which is not confirmed yet. Not yet. Okay, so now this low has been confirmed. Why has it been confirmed? It's purely because this candle has now been taken, so a candle high has been broken, so now the low is confirmed. We can now move our low. Where are we going to move it to? We're going to move it to the lowest part of the move, which is this one here. This is the lowest wick of this move. Again, it's a similar situation to the one up here, in the term that the one that was actually broken did not create a low wick at all in terms of the lowest part of the move. Now that we have the low, we need to find where our range high is. So if we follow candle by candle and see which candle has broken the previous candle high, we can see that this candle here has created the high, has been taken. So out of the three candles here, we're going to use the highest wick, which is, they're all the same. We'll use that one. These two are the same height. This one's a little bit lower. The way you can use that, if you use a magnet tool and just hover it above, you can see the difference in when it moves. Alternatively, you can zoom in, but you don't have to go into too far detail, to be honest. You just need to understand that where the highest wick, or where the highest wick is, or where the lowest wick is. That's it. Okay. Now we could draw our BOS line, and this I'll mark as a break of structure. There we go. Okay, so now we have our new range from this high to this low. Okay, again, we'll just let it play out. Okay, so what we have here is a break of the low, and now this is the range low, purely because now that this has been taken, this candle has not done anything, and that's the lowest wick of that move. But where is the previous high? Because I know that is, if I go back just to this one, sorry. There we go. So this is when it effectively broke. Now that was the previous low, so we can draw our breaker structure from here. Now, where is the range high in this case? We need to find the candle that's broken the previous candle high, which is here, which is there. The reason why I went on, because the next candle breaks the structure anyway. So what we have here is our new trading range from this high to this low, but what's happened now is gone on to break the candle high. All we need to wait is for that high to be confirmed. That high is now, I believe, is confirmed. Yeah, so that range high is now confirmed because this candle has broken the previous candle low. So now we can move our high here. Has our low changed? No, it's exactly the same. We can move our, draw our breaker structure line here. And now we formed a new range from this low to this high. And this is effectively all you need to do in terms of understanding your structure, is practicing this. Again, it does get tedious, but you'll get to the point where you can just look at a chart and you'll already know where your structure points are. It's gone to the point for me where I don't mark my breaker structure lines at all. It does save me a lot of time, but for you, if you're beginning and starting out and are not confident with the structure rules, don't do that. Start marking every single high, every single low, and marking out your breaker structures, just to give you that visual feedback and representation of what you are actually doing. So we're going to continue following price, and then I'll move on to the minute time frame showing the exact same thing. So now we continue making a new high. We just need to wait for that high to be confirmed. So no, that didn't take. I thought it did. Okay, so now the range high has been created because that high is now confirmed. We're going to use the highest wick of the move. So in this case, the highest wick is this one. Where is the range low from this high? So we need to wait for a candle that's broken the previous candle low, which has happened here. So this candle low has been taken here, but where's the lowest wick of that move? It is going to be this one. So now our new range low is here, our new range high is here. That's our new trading range that we're going to be focusing on. A key thing to remember is that we trade range by range, right? That's the way that we move. And if you get any of your ranges wrong, it'll dramatically change your results in the long run. Okay, let's mark our last break of structure, which was from this high. Okay, let's continue. I'll do one more and then we'll move on to the minutes. So, oh, no. Okay, so now we have a break of the high. So where's the highest wick is now this one. So as I said, you're going to use the candle that has either been broken, or they use the one that's actually created the highest wick of the move. Now from here we need to find where our low is. Where has the candle low been taken? So if we follow, and something like this does get confusing. It's purely because you see somewhat of a down move, but it doesn't mean there's a break of structure here. No candle low has been taken, none of the wicks have been taken, it's just wicks breaking wicks. So that you can ignore. If we carry on going, we can see that this candle here has been taken, so now this is the low, but we're going to use the lowest wick of the move. So the low doesn't really change too much, but it's down here. So now this is our low, this is our high, and we need to just mark our break of structure, which is the highest wick of the move, which is there. So that's our new break of structure, and this is our new trading range. Okay, so what I suggest that you do is start off with a higher time frame and just marking out your break of structure like this, marking out your ranges one at a time, and then taking it easy. It will take a long time to actually understand and grasp the idea, because the way that this way of seeing structure is quite different to what's taught out there. However, you will get there, and you will get quicker at doing it. So we have the minute time frame in front. Now, just like the 4 hour, the process is exactly the same. You don't really get a lot of anomalies with the 1 minute, but the reason why I'm covering it is because it has been a struggle point for previous members. So hopefully I can clarify any confusion in this one video. So what we have, we're going to work off from from this black line and beyond. So we have this high and we have this low, and we're going to go from there. So I'm just going to play price on. So it should be a bit quicker than the 4 hour, I say, but it's not. Okay, so now that we have that structural low break, so now we formed a new low. We're going to use the lowest wick of the move, but we're going to find where the previous high was. So the previous high, we need to look for which candle has taken the previous candle high, which is here. The only difference with the 1 minute candle, you may see candles without the wicks, like this one here. Now we're going to use the highest wick of that move, which is it. Okay, so now this is the range high and this is the range low, and we're going to mark our break of structure, which was from here. Okay, so that's our new trading range. Let's continue, and just confirm and clarify that this is the range low, purely because this candle has broken that previous candle high. So now this low has been confirmed. So let's continue. So now we've broken that previous range high. So now we need to wait for that high to be confirmed. Has that closed? Okay, so now that high has been confirmed, we can now move our range high to here. We can draw our break of structure from here onwards. And now we need to find our range low. The reason why this is the candle high and this is the range high, sorry, purely because the candle low has been taken, so the high has been confirmed. And this is the highest wick of that move. Now we need to go back and see which candle low has been taken. The low does not change, it's exactly the same. So this is our new trading range from this low to this high. So let's keep going. So now we've gone on to form a new low. So we can move the low, but we just need to wait for that low to be confirmed, which is still continuing. It finishes here. So now in this case, this is quite a good example, is we have broken structure and we've gone on to form the low. Now the question that we often get is, where is the low in this case? Thing is, the low has not been confirmed until this candle here. So the wick low that we're going to use is this one. This one is irrelevant because nothing happened there. No candle high was taken. That wick's all the way up here. Nothing is broken there. So that low was not confirmed. Your low is only confirmed at this point. Now, where is the previous candle high, previous range high, sorry. So we go back candle by candle and we can see that this black candle has taken the previous candle high. So now this is our range high, and we can draw our previous break of structure. Where is it from? It's from here. There we go. So now this is our new trading range. So we continue going. Okay, and we go on to form a new high. So we can draw this as our high, because the high has been confirmed because this candle low has been taken. Where is our range low? So if we keep going back, we can see that we have, and this is where the detail comes in, I believe. Oh, it's not broken. Okay, ignore me. I thought that was broken. To be fair, that's a good example as well. Often when you see candles like this, as explained on the 4 hour, when you see a pullback or what you may consider a pullback, according to our rule set it's not, but even though it looks like a bearish move, it's not valid at all, so we don't need to worry about that at all. We still need to wait for and look for which candle low has been taken. So we carry on going. This candle low has been taken, so the low does not change, and we can draw our breaker structure. So where is our previous high? It's here. Oh, I didn't want that one. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our new trading range, and we're going to keep on going. So okay, so now we formed a new low, and the low has now been confirmed. So we can move our low to here. Before I forget where the previous low is, let me just draw this on. So that's our breaker structure. Where is the structural high, as in our range high? So we keep going back candle by candle. What has happened? None of these were broken until this one, and we're going to use the highest wick of that move, which is here. So now this is confirmed. So this is our range high, and this is our range low. And I'll do 2 more, and then we can move on to the seconds. So let's carry on with this one. It's quite a large range, so it may take a while. Is it gonna break? Nope. Okay. Stop. Okay. So now we've broken and created a new high. Has the high been confirmed yet? Not yet. Okay, so we're gonna carry on waiting. Okay, this is also a good one. Now in this case, the candle range high has only been confirmed when this structural candle low was taken. But does that mean that we move our high here? No. In this case, our high, we're going to use the highest wick of that move, so of the whole up move, and we're going to find our low from the candle that's broken the previous candle low, which is all the way here. Again, we're going to use the lowest wick of that move. And now we're going to draw our breaker structures, which is from all the way over here. Okay, and there we go. And let's do one more from here. Just to clarify, so the reason why we didn't use any of these ones, because I know it's confirmed all the way here, is because the whole up move was confirmed on this range. So this is the highest part of this leg, okay? The best way to see it is the range high and range low is only confirmed when you get a break of the candle of the opposing end, but you're always going to use the highest wick or the lowest wick of that move. Okay, it shouldn't be too confusing. You just need to practice and see it for yourself, and then a few times will give you a better idea of what you're expecting. And we carry on going. Okay, so now we've broken the previous candle high, previous range high. We need to wait for that confirmation, which has just happened there. So we can move this high here, and the reason why it's confirmed is because the previous candle, the candle following has taken out the candle low. So now we define where the previous low is for this range, and what we can see is that this candle has taken the previous candle low, so that is now our new range. So as you can see, it's exactly the same as the higher time frame. There's no difference. However, you do get some awkward moments, for example, like the range high here, even though it confirmed over here, or you do get something like this where you get what looks like a pullback but it's not. Don't get confused. Even for me, even when I was recording this video, I got confused on this bit, didn't I? I had to zoom in to make sure. The thing is, you may need to double check at some points, but make sure that your structure is correct before moving on. You won't be perfect all the time, as mentioned. However, before you think about going to the next video or the next phase, even be sure that your structure and you understand our structure rules is as perfect as can be. Okay, now we're going to move on to the second time frame, and it'll have a slight anomalies, and then from there we can move on to the next video. So in front of us we have a few anomalies that we'll see on the second time frame, as mentioned before. Now, the key thing to remember is that if you see any candle that looks like this, which is basically like these little dots here, which I'll zoom into, we classify this as a candle body, okay? And often you may see it somewhat with a wick as well. It's very rare, but I mean not very rare, but you see them a bit like this. The key thing to remember when you see candles like this is that the candle body is at the end of it, unless you get a candle where the body's in the middle there, okay? Another thing that you'll get is you may see a candle like this which breaks the previous candle high and low. According to our structure rules, this has therefore created the high and low of its own. So it's created its own range. So anything that happens after that is a continuation of whatever move it is. So if you get a situation like this, regardless of whether it's bullish or bearish, if you get a continuation of an up move, this is a continuation of this low to that high. Okay. However, this has created its own range. Okay. Same thing if you go in the other way. If it was to create more move to the downside, that is just a continuation of this leg. So the range high is still going to be at this candle. Or again, if it went the other way, the range low is still going to be on this candle. So with that being said, let's go on to look at the 1 second time frame, and I'll mark out structure for you. The seconds time frame will take a fair while to get used to. The rules are exactly the same. The reason why it takes a little bit longer to get used to is purely because the speed that the seconds time frame move. Okay, so I'm gonna go from let's go from here. Okay, let's go there. So we have our range high here and our range low here. So we're going to start from this case, and these are the little dot candles that I was talking about. We classify them as candle bodies. Okay, sometimes when you're marking structure, what you'll see is that when you draw a line, you may cover the candle itself. Just be sure you understand that there's a candle under there. That's why for me, myself, I don't normally mark structures, especially on the second time frame, purely because of this reason. But if you're practicing, you shouldn't be trading at this point anyway if you're practicing, but be sure that you get this perfect before even thinking about trading the seconds time frame. Okay, so let's go from this range high and this range low. I don't think I need to mark the highs and lows again on this. Exactly the same process. So let's continue and wait for a break of any of this range. If it does break, okay. So now we have a new low being formed. Okay, now the thing to remember on this one is that the previous range high was here. Why was it here? Okay, I'm trying to not to cover the candle, but I am. Okay, the reason why the candle high is here is because we have this candle and then we have the break to the upside. So what price has effectively done has come from here to here to here to create this low, and is now gone on to break the last structural high. So what I mean is, this on a live setting, when price is moving so fast, it can get confusing. So I don't really need to mark this candle, this structural high anymore, because it's already broken. So I'll wait for that high to be confirmed. So the confirmation of the high is exactly the same. So the high is still being made. And I could draw the last break of structure actually. So last break of structure was from here to here. And this is what I mean. It covers the candle body. So just make sure that you're aware that the candle body is there. Okay, but you can just do it from there if you wanted to. Okay, so now the high has been confirmed. So now we've got this new range. Okay, and we got this. The reason why it's confirmed is because this dot candle has closed below this one. So now we have our high. So let's continue. Okay, so we've gone on to create a new high, but we need to have that confirmed. And the only way it's going to be confirmed is when we get a break. Again, let's move on to, let's go back to here. So now we've gone on to create a new high. So we can move this to here. And the reason why it's a new high is because we've got this little candle that's closed below. But now where's our low in this case? If we follow back, the previous candle that's taken the previous candle low is here. So our range low is all the way over here. And our break of structure is from this high to this candle here. And you'll often see these gaps, which is what can be confusing for people as well. But as I said, it will take a long time to get comfortable using the seconds time frame. Do not think about trading it unless you are confident that you understand how to mark structure and understand structure. The best way to practice the seconds time frame in particular is following live price action. You can do quite a lot of structure practice on the 1 second and the 5 second time frame in about 15 minutes. You can just follow what price action is doing, and you'll realize it's not actually as fast as you think. It may feel fast when you actually try to trade, but the reason why you're feeling it's quite rushed is purely because you aren't understanding the structure rules to the point that where you should be confident. You'll only be confident in actually trading the seconds time frame when you know and understand the structure rules to the T. Okay, the reason why you'll be stressing, say if you're trying to trade the seconds time frame, the reason why you'll be stressing and being flustered about it is because you're not understanding and how you're not quick enough at reading structure on the seconds time frame, which is not a problem. It's fine. It takes everyone at different speeds to actually understand, because you still need to follow the rule set as well in order to be as precise and accurate as possible with our edge, right? So let's continue. So we're going on to form this new range highs, which is just broken that previous candle high, previous range high even. I'm hoping we get one of those high-low candles, but we're not. Okay, so now we formed this new high, which is all the way up here. The previous low was here, and the break of structure that we have was from this high to here. Okay, so this happened very quickly in terms of creating a low, and then it continued. But now that we have this new range, so let's carry on from here. So we go on and continue. And is it going to break? Which way is it? Come on. I would play it out, but I think it'll go quite quickly. Actually, no, it's fine. It's alright. So let's keep going. When it eventually breaks, just happens that I picked the slowest piece of price action, which is odd because we're coming into Frankfurt. I'd expected something a bit quicker. Okay, so now we've broken. Let me move this out of the way. It was there. Yeah, there's a few dots here. So so what we have is now we have the break of the previous range low. So now we're forming the low. We need to wait for that low to be confirmed. Let me zoom in because I want you guys to see it, but I need to see the whole picture as well. There we go. So now the low has been confirmed, and again, the reason why I don't like to mark it is because I've just covered all those candles there, which can be a little bit confusing. And the thing is, even with when I drew the previous range low, which was somewhere, where is it? It was here, right? That covered those candles, so I didn't even see those little dots. So that's why I don't particularly like to mark structure on the seconds time frame. But I mean, you'll find your own comfort in what you're happy doing. So now the low has been confirmed. Where's the range high? So the range high is this candle here. The reason being is because it's taken out the previous candle high. So now we can move this range all the way up to here. I'm not going to draw that breaker structure because I think you understand that from by now. Let's continue. I'll do two more and then we'll go from there. Okay, so again, so now we're forming that new range. So we've gone on to form a new low. We need that low to be confirmed, which is not confirmed yet. Okay, so now the low has been confirmed. So we have the breaker structure. And now where's the range high? So the range high is going to be this candle here, purely because this candle has taken out the previous candle high, and this candle here has taken out the previous candle. This candle has taken the previous candle high, which is why this is a confirmed low. Okay, and let's do one more. Okay, so now we formed a new high, and that is confirmed. The range low, it stays exactly the same. And bear in mind, the high-low candles has to be on the other side. So sometimes we get confusion when you get a candle like this, and then you get this little dot candle afterwards. It doesn't matter. You have to work to the right in all times in terms of following structure. So let's wait till that's confirmed. Okay, so now we've gone on to create a new range. Okay, so that's effective. The structure rules are exactly the same on every time frame that you follow. It doesn't make a difference. There's only discrepancies on the seconds time frame that you need to be aware of. And again, it just takes a little bit of time to get used to. In terms of the high low candles, the thing is, I just saw loads and now I can't see any. The time I start marking structure. So okay, so something like this, for example. What you see here, I mean, ignore what's happened previously. Ignore all of that. But say, for example, here, this candle has been broken to the upside and the downside. So this candle has caused this range, okay? So what's happened now is that we go on to form this whole low. The thing is, the low's been confirmed on this candle as well, so it's very strange in this case. So we form this range high to this range low. The reason why it's the range low here, and I'm drawing right over that dot, is purely because this candle here as high has been taken. So now we've gone on to form, we go low, high, and low. The reason why that's the high is because that's taking the previous candle high, and then we've gone on to form a new low here. Because we continue, and now the low has been confirmed by this candle break here, which goes on to create a new high from this low. It does get confusing in that sense. Obviously, this wasn't the best situation to see. There is another video on the seconds time frame specifically in the FAQ section, which you should be looking at as well, if you ever need a reference point. However, with the seconds time frame, all it takes is just practice and time, which can, as I said, it can be very tedious. It does feel very slow and boring, which effectively what tedious means, to be fair. But what I suggest doing and what I recommend doing is not moving on until you are confident in using, and in terms of not moving on until you are confident with the vertex structure rules on the higher time frame and the lower time frame. In terms of seconds time frame, I know it's a lower time frame, but in terms of seconds time frame, you don't need to trade it to be profitable. It's just the reason why I'm showing it is because I use a seconds time frame myself, and I want to demonstrate and show you guys what I use personally. So I want you guys to be aware of what's to come, okay? Because when we start talking about models, I will talk about the seconds time frame, and especially when you look at the trade breakdowns afterwards, you will see the seconds time frame in play as well. But it's only for those if you wish to go that far and wish to be that refined. It's not necessarily needed in terms of being profitable. However, for me, I find I could be a bit more precise by using the seconds time frame. But that's a personal preference, and it will take some trial and error. And that's the same with anything. It will take some trial and error to understand what you're comfortable with. But that's the end of the very first video of phase one. I know it's a fairly long one because I've squeezed breaker structures and market structure in one go. But what I suggest is taking your time through the video, watching it a few times. Watching it once is not enough, and then go on to practice before moving on to the next video. The next video we're going to talk about the two rules, and that'll be the end of phase one. And for then, before moving on to phase two, and I'll remind you in the next video, be sure that you understand there's two rules, and be sure that you understand our market structure rules, because again, phase one is our foundation to the entire edge.